Hello, and welcome to Practical English for Life in America. I'm Grace, and today, before we even start the lesson, I want you to close your eyes for just 3 seconds and imagine something. Imagine you are standing in a big store. You bought something 2 days ago. It didn't work. You want to return it. But you can't find your receipt. And the man at the counter says, "I'm sorry. Without a receipt, I can't help you." Could you answer him right now, in English, without stopping, without translating, without freezing? If your answer is, "I'm not sure," then this video is exactly for you, because today, we are going to learn survival English for shopping and daily errands. The real words, the real sentences, and the real confidence you need when something goes wrong at the store. This is not a grammar lesson. Lesson. This is not a lesson about perfect sentences. This is a lesson about real life. Because real life doesn't wait for you to think. Real life happens fast, and today I'm going to help you get ready for it. So, if you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe and turn on the bell, because every single day we practice a new real life situation together, step by step, so you can finally speak English with confidence, even as a beginner. Now, let's begin. Let me tell you a story. Her name is Amara. Amara moved to the United States 4 months ago. She is still learning English, but every day she practices a little, and today, her English is going to be tested in a way she didn't expect. It's a Saturday afternoon, and Amara is walking into a large store near her apartment. She has a small blender in a bag, the same blender she bought 2 days ago for her kitchen. But there's a problem. The blender doesn't work. She plugged it in this morning, and nothing happened. No sound, no light, nothing. Amara feels a little nervous, but she tells herself, "It's okay, I will just return it." This happens all the time. She walks toward the customer service counter. She can see a clock on the wall, and it says 5:52. The store closes at 6. She has only 8 minutes. Now, let's pause here for a second, and let's listen to a key sentence. Amara is thinking in her mind right now. Listen carefully. I need to return this item. Now, shadow it. Say it with me, quietly, right now. I need to return this item. Good. This is one of the most useful sentences in any store in America, and you just said it. Amara reaches the counter. There's a woman working there, and she looks a little busy checking her computer screen. Amara takes a breath, and she says, "Excuse me, I need to return this item." The woman looks up and says, "Okay, no problem. Do you have your receipt?" And this is the moment. This is the moment Amara was afraid of, because she checked her bag, she checked her pockets, and she doesn't have it. She left it at home, on the kitchen table, by accident. Amara's heart starts beating a little faster. In her mind, in her native language, 100 thoughts appear at once. What do I do? What do I say? Will they say no? Will I lose my money? But she stops herself, and she remembers something her teacher told her. Don't translate. Just answer with what you know, even if it's simple. So Amara says, slowly, I don't have the receipt. I'm sorry. The woman says, that's a problem. Do you remember how you paid? Card or cash? Amara answers, card. I paid with my card. The woman says, okay, let me check something. Give me 1 moment. Now, let's stop the story right here for a moment, because I want you to notice something very important. Amara didn't speak perfectly. She didn't use fancy words. She used 4 simple words. I don't have the receipt. And that was enough, because in real life, you don't need perfect English. You need clear English. And that is exactly what we are going to build together right now. Let's start learning the key vocabulary you need for exactly this kind of situation. Shopping and daily errands, the words that can save you when something goes wrong at the store. Our first word is receipt. Receipt. Repeat after me. Receipt. Good. A receipt is a small piece of paper the store gives you after you pay. It shows what you bought and how much you paid. Simple meaning, paper that proves you paid. Here are 2 examples. Can I have my receipt, please? And I lost my receipt yesterday. Now it's your turn. Say 1 sentence using the word receipt. Right now, in your mind or out loud, our second word is refund. Refund. Repeat after me. Refund. A refund means the store gives your money back. Simple meaning, getting your money back. Examples. I would like a refund, please. And the refund will go back to your card. Now you say 1 sentence using refund. Good. Our third word is exchange. Exchange. Repeat after me. Exchange. Exchange means you give back the item and take a different one instead of getting money. Simple meaning, trading one item for another. Examples, can I exchange this for a different size? And, I want to exchange this, not return it. Now you say 1 sentence using exchange. Our fourth word is defective. Defective. Repeat after me. Defective. Defective means broken or not working correctly. Simple meaning, something that doesn't work. Examples, this blender is defective. And, I received a defective product. Now you say 1 sentence using defective. Our fifth word is store policy. Store policy. Repeat after me. Store policy. Store policy means the rules of that specific store. Simple meaning, the store's own rules. Examples, what is your return policy? And, it's against store policy to refund without a receipt. Now you say sentences using store policy. Very good. Now, let's take these 5 words: receipt, refund, exchange, defective, and store policy, and put them together in one short conversation, just like the one Amara is having right now. Listen first. Then we will shadow it together. Amara says, hello? I need to return this item. It's defective. The employee says, okay, do you have your receipt? Amara says, no, I don't have it. I'm sorry. The employee says, that's okay. Our store policy allows an exchange without a receipt, but not a refund. Amara says, oh, I understand. Can I exchange it for a working one? The employee says, "Yes, of course. Let me get you a new one." Now, let's shadow this whole conversation together, one line at a time. I need to return this item. It's defective. Do you have your receipt? No, I don't have it. I'm sorry. That's okay. Our store policy allows an exchange without a receipt, but not a refund. Oh, I understand. Can I exchange it for a working one? Yes, of course. Let me get you a new one. Excellent. You just practiced a full, real conversation, and this exact conversation could happen to you tomorrow. Now, let's go back to Amara because the story isn't finished yet. The employee, whose name tag says Denise, looks at her computer and then looks at Amara and says, "Okay, so I checked our system. Since you paid with a card, I can actually find your purchase in our records." So, even without the paper receipt, I can see you bought this 2 days ago. Amara feels a small wave of relief. But she's not out of the situation yet, because Denise continues, "But I need to ask you a few questions first. Is that okay?" Amara answers, "Yes, that's okay." This is another very important sentence, and I want you to notice it. Yes, that's okay. Simple, short, clear. Let's shadow it together right now. Yes, that's okay. Good. This sentence works in almost any situation. When someone asks you a question and you agree. Denise asks her first question. "When did you buy this item?" Amara answers, 2 days ago, on Thursday." Denise asks, "Did you use it before it stopped working?" Amara answers, "Yes, one time. It worked for a few seconds, and then it stopped." Denise nods and types something into the computer. Then she asks, "Do you have the original box?" And here, Amara's heart drops a little, because she left the box at home, too. She only brought the blender itself in a plastic bag. Amara says, "Honestly, no, I don't have the box. I only have the blender." Denise pauses for a second, looking at the screen, and Amara can feel the seconds passing. The clock on the wall now says 5:56. 4 minutes left. Let's pause the story again for a very important moment, because I want to teach you 2 more essential words before we continue. Words that will help you in exactly this kind of tense, uncertain moment. Our 6th word is original packaging. Original packaging. Repeat after me. Original packaging. This means the box or bag, the item first came in when you bought it. Simple meaning. The box it came in. Examples. Do you have the original packaging? And I threw away the original packaging. Now you say one sentence using original packaging. Our 7th word is proof of purchase. Proof of purchase. Repeat after me. Proof of purchase. This means any evidence that shows you actually bought the item. A receipt, a bank statement, or an email confirmation. Simple meaning, something that proves you paid. Examples, can I use my bank statement as proof of purchase? And I don't have proof of purchase. Now you say one sentence using proof of purchase. Now, listen to this short exchange, then shadow it with me. Do you have the original packaging? No, I don't have it. but I can show you my bank statement as proof of purchase. That should work. Let me see it. Let's shadow it together, line by line. Do you have the original packaging? No, I don't have it, but I can show you my bank statement as proof of purchase. That should work. Let me see it. Very nice. You're doing great. Now, back to Amara. She remembers something. She quickly opens her phone, goes to her banking app, and shows Denise the transaction from 2 days ago. She says, "I don't have the box, but here is my bank statement. This shows I bought it here 2 days ago." Denise looks at the phone screen carefully, then smiles a little and says, "Okay, this works. I can process an exchange for you right now." Amara feels her shoulders relax. She didn't even realize how tense she was until that moment. She says, "Thank you so much." Denise says, "No problem. Let me grab a new one from the back. It will take just 2 minutes." And she walks away, leaving Amara standing at the counter, looking at the clock, 5:57. Now, let's use this quiet moment in the story to review and add one more very useful phrase, something you can use whenever you feel relief or gratitude in a situation like this. The phrase is, "I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it." Repeat after me. I really appreciate it. This means you are very thankful, a little stronger than just thank you. Simple meaning, a stronger way to say thank you. Examples: I really appreciate your help. And thank you. I really appreciate it. Now you say one sentence using I really appreciate it. While Amara waits, let's talk directly to you for a second. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Standing at a counter, not sure if your English is good enough, feeling your heart beat a little faster because you don't know what will happen next. This happens to almost every single person learning a new language in a new country. It happened to me too, when I first started learning a new skill in an unfamiliar place. But here's the truth. The fear is always bigger in your mind than in real life. Once you actually start speaking, even with simple words, most people are patient. Most people want to help you, and most situations end much better than you expect. Amara is proving that right now. A minute passes. Denise comes back holding a new blender, still in its box. She places it on the counter and says, "Here you go. This one is brand new. I already tested that the box is sealed properly." Amara says, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate it." Denise smiles and says, "You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with today?" Now, this is a very common question in American stores, and I want you to learn how to answer it 2 different ways. When you need more help, and when you don't. Let's practice both. If you don't need anything else, you can say, "No, that's all for today. Thank you." Let's shadow it. "No, that's all for today. Thank you." Good. If you do need something else, you can say, "Actually, yes, I have one more question." Let's shadow it. "Actually, yes, I have one more question." Very good. In Amara's case, she actually does have one more small thing on her mind. because she noticed something on her way in, a sign that said something about a sale, and she wasn't sure if it was still active. So she decides to ask. She says, "Actually, yes. I have one more question. I saw a sign about a sale near the entrance. Is it still going on?" Denise says, "Oh yes, that's our weekend sale. Everything in the kitchen section is 20% off until Sunday." Let's stop right here for our next vocabulary group, because sale situations are extremely common, and you need to be ready for them too. Our 8th word is on sale. On sale. Repeat after me. On sale. This means the price is lower than usual for a limited time. Simple meaning, a lower price for now. Examples. This jacket is on sale this week. And, is this item on sale? Now you say one sentence using on sale. Our 9th word is discount. Discount. Repeat after me. Discount. A discount is the amount of money taken off the original price. Simple meaning, money taken off the price. Examples. I got a 20% discount. And, do you have any discounts today? Now you say one sentence using discount. Our 10th word is checkout. Checkout. Repeat after me. Checkout. Checkout is the place or the process where you pay for your items before leaving the store. Simple meaning, where you pay. Examples. The checkout line is very long today. And, I'll meet you at the checkout. Now you say one sentence using checkout. Now, listen to this new mini conversation, combining these words, and then we'll shadow it together. Excuse me, is this item on sale? Yes, it is. You'll get a 20% discount at checkout. Great. Thank you. Where is the checkout? It's right over there, near the front entrance. Let's shadow it, line by line. Excuse me, is this item on sale? Yes, it is. You'll get a 20% discount at checkout. Great, thank you. Where is the checkout? It's right over there, near the front entrance. Wonderful. You are building real, usable English, one sentence at a time. Amara decides she wants to grab one small item from the sale before the store closes, since she still has a couple of minutes. She thanks Denise one more time, and this time she doesn't stop at simple gratitude. She says something a little longer, a little more natural. She says, "Thank you again for your help. I was really worried. I wouldn't be able to fix this today, but you made it so easy." Denise smiles and says, "That's what we're here for. Have a great rest of your day." Notice something here. Amara's sentence wasn't just a simple "thank you." She connected her thoughts. She explained she was worried, and she explained that Denise helped her feel better. This is exactly the kind of connected thinking we want you to build. Not just single words, but small chains of real feeling expressed directly in English. Now let's practice building a sentence exactly like Amara's. Step by step. Start with a simple thought in your mind. I was worried. Now expand it. I was worried I wouldn't be able to fix this. Now, expand it again, adding the ending feeling. I was worried I wouldn't be able to fix this, but you made it so easy. Do you see how the sentence grew? Piece by peace, without ever needing perfect grammar or difficult words. This is how real fluency is built, one small piece added onto another. Amara walks toward the kitchen section of the store, feeling lighter than before. Her new blender is safely in a bag, and she has just a couple of minutes to look for one small item on sale before the doors close. As she walks, she passes a young man stocking shelves, wearing a store uniform. He glances at her and says, "Hi there. Can I help you find something?" This is one of the single most common sentences you will hear in any American store. So let's learn it well. And let's learn how to answer it in two different situations. When you need help and when you're just looking. If you need help finding something, you can say, "Yes, actually, I'm looking for kitchen towels." Let's shadow it. "Yes, actually, I'm looking for kitchen towels." Good. If you don't need help right now, you can say, "No, thank you. I'm just looking." Let's shadow it. "No, thank you. I'm just looking." Very good. Amara decides she does need a little help because she can't find what she's looking for. She says, "Yes, actually, I'm looking for kitchen towels. Do you know which aisle they're in?" The young man answers, "Sure, they're in aisle 12, right next to the dish soap." Let's learn one more essential word here. Our 11th word is aisle. Aisle. Repeat after me. Aisle. An aisle is a long, narrow path between shelves in a store. Simple meaning the row where products are. Examples: the bread is in aisle 5, and which aisle are the towels in? Now you say one sentence using aisle. Amara thanks the young man and walks quickly toward aisle 12. As she walks, she checks the clock one more time on her phone. 5:59. 1 minute left before closing. Her heart beats a little faster again. Not from fear this time, but from a small rush of excitement. Because she knows exactly what to say now. Exactly how to ask for help. Exactly how to move through this store with confidence, even with 1 minute on the clock. She reaches aisle 12, grabs a set of kitchen towels, marked with a bright yellow on sale sign, and turns to walk to the checkout. A store employee near the front doors is already starting to lock one side of the entrance and calls out gently, "We're closing in just a moment, but you can still check out right now if you're ready." Amara says, confidently, without stopping to translate anything in her mind, "Yes, I'm ready. Just this one item." She walks quickly to the checkout counter, and there's a cashier there already, a middle-aged man with a friendly face, starting to count his register for the night. He looks up and says, "Hi, just this one item for you tonight?" Amara answers, "Yes, just this one, please." She places the kitchen towels on the counter. Let's pause for a second here because checkout conversations happen every single day, and they follow a pattern you can learn once and use forever. Let's build that pattern together, piece by piece. Our 12th word is total. Total. Repeat after me. Total. The total is the full amount of money you need to pay for everything. Simple meaning, the final price. Examples: what's my total today? and. The total comes to $15. Now you say one sentence using total. Our 13th word is cash or card. Cash or card. Repeat after me, cash or card. This is a question cashiers ask about how you want to pay. Simple meaning. Paying with money or with a card. Examples. Cash or card today? And I'll pay with card. Now you say one sentence using cash or card. Our 14th word is change. Change. Repeat after me. Change. Change is the extra money the cashier gives you back if you pay more than the total. Simple meaning. Money given back to you. Examples. Here's your change. And keep the change. Now you say one sentence using change. Now let's listen to a full checkout conversation using these words and then shadow it together. Your total is $4.20. Okay. Cash or card? Card, please. Great. Just tap right here, and here's your receipt. Thank you. Let's shadow it, line by line. Your total is $4.20. Okay. Cash or card? Card, please. Great. Just tap right here, and here's your receipt. Thank you. Very good. You're building real muscle memory now. The cashier scans the towels and says, okay, your total today is $4.20 since it's on sale. Amara says, great. The cashier asks, cash or card? Amara answers, card, please, and taps her card on the small machine. It beeps, and the cashier says, perfect, that went through. Here's your receipt. He hands her a small piece of paper, and this time, Amara looks at it carefully, folds it neatly, and puts it directly into her wallet in a special little pocket she now decides she'll always use for receipts. This small action matters. It's a quiet decision, but it's an important one because Amara just learned something today that she won't forget. Always keep your receipt somewhere safe because you never know when a store might ask for it. She smiles a little to herself as she puts her wallet away, thinking that today started with a small moment of panic, but it's ending with something much better, a small feeling of pride. The cashier says, have a great evening, and Amara answers, you too. Thank you so much for your help tonight. She walks toward the exit, and just as she steps outside, the store employee locks the second door behind her right on time. Amara stands outside for a second, in the cool evening air, holding her bag with the new blender and the kitchen towels. And she takes a deep breath. She did it. She handled the whole situation, from the confusion about the receipt to the relief of the exchange, to a simple, natural checkout conversation. And she did it all in English, without giving up, without switching back to her native language out of fear. Now, let's pause the story here for a moment, and let's talk directly to you, because I want you to notice something important about everything that just happened. Amara never spoke perfect English. She made small pauses. She used simple words. She said things like, I don't have it, and that's okay, and yes, I'm ready. These are not complicated sentences. They are small, clear, honest sentences, and that is exactly what real communication looks like in real life. You don't need to sound like a professor. You need to sound clear, and you need to keep going even when you feel unsure. Now, let's take a short break from the story and let's build something very important for you. A full pattern drill section focused entirely on shopping and daily errands so that these sentences become automatic in your mind, like muscle memory, ready to use the moment you need them. We're going to use 5 core sentence patterns, the same patterns that Amara used today, and we're going to practice many quick variations of each one. Listen first, then repeat quickly, without stopping to think too much. Speed and repetition are what build true fluency here. Part 1. I need to. This pattern is used whenever you want something done or you want help with an action. Listen to these examples and repeat each one after me. I need to return this item. I need to exchange this. I need to find the checkout. I need to ask a question. I need to check the price. I need to look for the restroom. I need to speak to a manager. I need to pay for this. Very good. Notice how one simple pattern, I need to, can be used in almost any store situation. This is the power of pattern drills. You learn one shape and you can fill it with dozens of real situations. Part 2. Do you have? This pattern is used whenever you're asking if a store has a certain item, service, or policy. Listen and repeat. Do you have this in a different size? Do you have this in a different color? Do you have any discounts today? Do you have a return policy? Do you have this in stock? Do you have a bathroom here? Do you have gift cards? Do you have this on sale? Excellent. Say that last one again with me, slowly. Do you have this on sale? Good. Part 3. Can I? This pattern is used when you're asking for permission or asking if something is possible. Listen and repeat. Can I get a refund? Can I exchange this? Can I use this coupon? Can I pay with cash? Can I speak to someone? Can I try this on? Can I get a bag, please? Can I see the price again? Very nice. This pattern will help you in almost every single shopping situation you will face. 4. Where is? This pattern is used when you're looking for something inside a store. Listen and repeat. Where is the checkout? Where is aisle 5? Where is the customer service desk? Where is the exit? Where is the restroom? Where is the sales section? Where is the manager? Where is the fitting room? Good job. Keep your pronunciation relaxed. Don't rush too much. Just stay steady and clear. Pattern 5. How much? This pattern is used when you're asking about price or quantity. Listen and repeat. How much is this? How much is the discount? How much do I owe? How much does shipping cost? How much is the total? How much time do I have? How much does this cost with tax? How much did I save today? Excellent work. You just practiced 40 different real, usable sentences, all built from just 5 simple patterns. Now, let's do something special. Let's combine all 5 patterns into one quick, rapid-fire round, just like a real conversation might jump quickly from one question to another. I'll say a short prompt, and you respond using the pattern I mention as fast as you comfortably can. Ready? Ask about needing something. I need to find the checkout. Now, ask if they have something. Do you have this in blue? Now, ask for permission. Can I return this without a receipt? Now, ask a location question. Where is the manager? Now, ask about price. How much is the total? Wonderful. You just moved through 5 different question types in a row. Quickly, naturally, the way real conversations actually happen. Let's take one more moment to affirm your progress, because this matters. A few minutes ago, some of these sentences might have felt slow or difficult in your mind. But notice how, right now, they're starting to feel a little more automatic, a little more natural. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. Your brain is building new pathways, connecting simple English directly to real situations, without needing to translate first. Keep going, because we still have more to practice together. Now, let's return to Amara's story, because there's actually a second part to her evening, something that happened just a few minutes after she left the first store. As Amara walks toward her car in the parking lot, she suddenly remembers something else. She needed, today, a birthday gift for her coworker, whose birthday is tomorrow. She completely forgot about it in the excitement of dealing with Belender. She checks her phone. It's 6:04. Most stores in the small shopping plaza are closing. But there's one more shop still open, a small pharmacy and general store combo, just 2 doors down, with its lights still on and a sign that says, "Open until 7 p.m. She decides to walk over quickly. As she enters, a bell rings above the door, and a store employee near the counter looks up and says, "Hi, welcome in. Let me know if you need anything." Amara says, "Thank you," and starts walking through the small store, scanning the shelves for something appropriate for a gift. This situation is a little different from before. This time, Amara isn't dealing with a problem or a return. She's simply shopping, browsing, trying to find something specific, and this is actually one of the most common shopping situations of all. The everyday kind, without any drama, just needing to find the right item quickly. Let's learn a few more essential words that fit this kind of situation perfectly. Our 15th word is browse. Browse. Repeat after me. Browse. Browse means to look around casually without necessarily buying anything yet. Simple meaning, to look around slowly. Examples: I'm just browsing for now. And feel free to browse around the store. Now you say one sentence using browse. Our 16th word is in stock. In stock. Repeat after me. In stock. In stock means the store currently has that item available. Simple meaning, available right now. Examples: is this item in stock? And, sorry, that's not in stock anymore. Now you say one sentence using in stock. Our 17th word is gift wrapped. Gift wrapped. Repeat after me. Gift wrapped. This means the item is wrapped nicely in paper, ready to give as a present. Simple meaning, wrapped like a gift. Examples: can this be gift wrapped? And I'd like it gift wrapped, please. Now you say one sentence using gift wrapped. Amara walks through the small shop and finds a nice candle set. Something simple, but thoughtful, sitting on a shelf near the front. She picks it up and looks for an employee. She sees the same person from the front desk, now organizing a shelf nearby, and she says, "Excuse me, is this in stock? I mean, is this the only one? Or are there more?" The employee smiles and says, "That's actually the last one we have, but it's in perfect condition." Amara says, "Perfect, I'll take it. Do you also offer gift wrapping?" The employee answers, "We do, actually, for a small fee of $2. Would you like that?" Amara thinks for a second and says, "Yes, please. That would be great. Let's pause here and shadow this whole exchange together because it's a wonderful example of natural, simple, connected English. Excuse me, is this in stock? That's actually the last one we have, but it's in perfect condition. Perfect. I'll take it. Do you also offer gift wrapping? We do, for a small fee of $2. Would you like that? Yes, please. That would be great. Beautifully done. Notice how Amara didn't just answer with one word each time. She connected small pieces together. Perfect. I'll take it. And then immediately followed with a new, related question. This is exactly the kind of natural flow we want to build in you. The employee takes the candle set to a small counter in the back, and Amara follows. While she waits, a middle-aged woman walks up next to her, also holding a couple of items, and looks at Amara's face for a second before saying, "Long day?" Amara laughs a little and says, "Yeah, actually. I had to return something at the store next door. It was a little stressful, but it worked out." The woman nods and says, "Oh, I hate dealing with returns. Good for you for handling it." This small, unplanned conversation is actually incredibly valuable because real life often gives you situations you didn't prepare for, situations where you have to react instantly using whatever English you have in that moment. Notice that Amara didn't panic here. She simply said what happened in a very natural, relaxed way. "I had to return something at the store next door. It was a little stressful, but it worked out." 4 connected thoughts, one after another, forming a small real story. Let's practice building a response like this ourselves, step by step, the same way we did earlier. Start with a simple fact. I had to return something. Now expand it. I had to return something at the store next door. Now add a feeling. I had to return something at the store next door. It was a little stressful. Now add the ending. I had to return something at the store next door. It was a little stressful, but it worked out. See how naturally that grew piece by piece? This is real thinking in English. Not memorized sentences, but sentences built live, in the moment. From small pieces you already know, the employee finishes wrapping the candle set in soft blue paper and places it on the counter. "Here you go. All set," she says. "Your total today is $14.50, with the gift wrap included. Amara says, "Cash or card, right?" "I'll do card again." The employee smiles and says, "Sure thing." Amara taps her card, the machine beeps, and the employee hands her the small wrapped gift along with a receipt. This time, without even thinking twice, Amara takes the receipt and places it directly into that same special pocket in her wallet, right next to the one from before. It's a small habit, but it's already becoming automatic. Something she'll carry with her for every purchase from now on. As Amara leaves the small shop, night has fully settled outside, and the parking lot lights have turned on. She walks to her car, places both bags gently on the passenger seat, and sits down behind the wheel for a moment before starting the engine. She thinks back over the last 30 minutes. The nervous walk to customer service, the missing receipt, the moment of fear, the calm exchange, the quick trip to aisle 12, the checkout, the small unplanned conversation with a stranger, the gift-wrapped candles. All of it, from start to finish, happened in English. And here's the important part. It wasn't perfect. She paused a few times. She used simple words. She didn't sound like a native speaker, but she communicated everything she needed to communicate, and every single problem she faced tonight, she solved using English. In real time, without giving up and switching back to her first language. Now, let's take a moment to talk directly to you again, because this is really the heart of today's lesson. You don't need to wait until your English is perfect to start using it in real situations. You need to start now with the words you already have in the situations you already face, whether that's returning something at a store, asking where an item is, or making small talk with a stranger while you wait in line. Every single one of these moments is a chance to practice, and every single time you push through the nervousness and just speak, your brain gets a little more comfortable, a little faster, a little more confident. Let's go back into pattern drill mode for a few more minutes, because I want to give you even more tools before we finish today's episode. This time, let's focus specifically on situations involving prices, discounts, and payment, since these come up in almost every shopping trip you will ever take. Listen to each sentence. Then repeat it clearly and confidently. Is this the final price? Does this include tax? Is there a discount if I buy two? Can I use 2 coupons together? Is there a student discount? Does the price include shipping? Can you check the price again for me? Is this cheaper somewhere else in the store? Very good. Keep your voice steady. Don't rush too fast. Focus on clear pronunciation speed. Over speed for now. Let's add one more layer. Situations involving problems with an order or a purchase, since these are exactly the kind of moments where fear can make you freeze if you're not prepared. Listen, then repeat. This isn't what I ordered. This item is missing a part. This doesn't match the description online. I was charged the wrong amount. My card was charged twice. This expired already. This is a different color than the picture. I think there's a mistake on my receipt. Excellent work. These sentences might feel a little uncomfortable to say because nobody enjoys complaining, but knowing exactly how to say them calmly and clearly will save you enormous stress in real situations. Let's do one final combination round before we take a short pause in today's episode. I'll give you a short situation, and you respond using everything we've practiced today. Situation. You want to return an item, but you don't have your receipt. What do you say? I don't have my receipt, but can I still return this? Good. Situation. You're not sure if an item is on sale. What do you ask? Excuse me, is this on sale? Good situation. You want to know where the checkout is. What do you ask? Where is the checkout, please? Excellent. Situation. The cashier asks how you'd like to pay. What do you say? Card, please. Perfect. Situation. You want something gift wrapped. What do you say? Can this be gift wrapped, please? Wonderful. You just handled 5 completely different real-life shopping situations back to back using clear, simple, natural English. This is real progress, and I want you to feel proud of it. Because just a few minutes ago, some of these sentences might have felt unfamiliar, and now they're starting to unfamiliarize namas, ready to live inside your mind, ready to use whenever you need them. Let's stay with Amara for just a little longer, because there's one more small moment in her evening that I want to share with you. A moment that ties everything together perfectly. Amara drives home, parks in front of her apartment building, and carries her 2 bags up to her door. Inside, she sets the blender box on the kitchen counter and unwraps it carefully, plugging it in right there to test it before putting anything away. It hums to life immediately, spinning smoothly. No strange noises, no flickering lights, nothing wrong at all. She smiles, relieved, and sets it on the counter next to the sink, right where the old broken one used to sit. Then she takes out her phone and calls her sister, who still lives. Back in her home country, her sister asks, in their native language, how her day was, and Amara switches back easily, telling the whole story naturally, the way you'd tell any close family member about your day. But near the end of the call, her sister asks something interesting. Were you scared? Speaking English the whole time, dealing with all of that? And Amara pauses for a second, thinking about it honestly, before answering. A little at the beginning, she says. But once I started talking, it got easier. I didn't think about it as speaking English anymore. I just thought about what I needed, and the words came. Her sister laughs softly and says, That's exactly what everyone tells you, but it's hard to believe until it actually happens to you. And Amara agrees completely. This is such an important truth, and I want you to hold on to it, because it might be the single most valuable idea in today's entire lesson. Fluency doesn't feel like speaking a foreign language once you're actually inside a real situation. It feels like solving a problem, like communicating a need, like connecting with another person. The language becomes the tool, not the obstacle. And that shift happens the moment you stop overthinking and simply start using what you know. Now, let's use this quiet, reflective moment in Amara's evening to do something a little different. Let's practice thinking in English, the way Amara might be thinking right now, quietly, to herself, as she puts away her new blender and gets ready to relax for the rest of the evening. Listen to these thoughts and repeat each one after me, slowly, letting yourself really feel the meaning as you say it. Today was a little stressful at first. I forgot my receipt. I was worried they would say no. But it worked out okay. I got a new blender. I even found a nice gift for tomorrow. I'm proud of myself for handling it. I didn't give up. I just kept speaking, even when it felt hard. Very good. Notice how these sentences aren't complicated at all. They're short, honest, connected thoughts. Exactly. The kind of internal voice you can start building for yourself in English whenever you reflect on your own day. Now, let's shift gears one more time and build out our vocabulary and pattern. Practice even further because I want today's lesson to give you as many real tools as possible before we finish. Let's focus now on a few more situations that are extremely common in daily errands here in the United States. Dealing with parking, dealing with store hours, and dealing with lines or waiting. Our 18th word is validate. Validate, as in validate parking. Repeat after me. Validate. In many stores, especially in bigger cities, if you park in a paid parking garage, the store can validate your ticket, meaning they reduce or remove the parking fee if you made a purchase. Simple meaning: the store approves your parking ticket so you don't pay or pay less. Examples: can you validate my parking? And bring your ticket to the counter to get it validated. Now you say one sentence using validate. Our 19th word is business hours. Business hours. Repeat after me. Business hours. This means the hours a store or office is open. Simple meaning: the hours it's open. Examples: what are your business hours? And we're open during regular business hours, 9 to 6. Now you say one sentence using business hours. Our 20th word is in line, or the phrase wait in line. Wait in line. Repeat after me. Wait in line. This means standing behind other people, waiting for your turn. Simple meaning: standing and waiting your turn. Examples: I had to wait in line for 10 minutes. And is this the line for checkout? Now you say one sentence using wait in line. Let's put these 3 new words into one more short, natural conversation, and then we'll shadow it together. Imagine Amara went to a slightly busier plaza with a parking garage, and she's asking a question at a customer service desk. Excuse me, do you validate parking here? Yes. Just bring your ticket to me after your purchase. Great, thank you. Also, what are your business hours on Sundays? We're open from 10 to 5 on Sundays. Perfect, thank you so much. Let's shadow it together, line by line. Excuse me, Do you validate parking here? Yes, just bring your ticket to me after your purchase. Great, thank you. Also, what are your business hours on Sundays? We're open from 10 to 5 on Sundays. Perfect. Thank you so much. Excellent work. You're building an incredibly practical toolkit today. Now, let's practice the waiting in line situation, because this happens constantly, and small talk while waiting is one of the most common types of unplanned conversation you'll experience. Walk. Imagine you're standing in a checkout line and it's moving slowly. The person in front of you turns around and says, "Getnesses, this line is taking forever, huh?" How would you respond? You could say, "Yeah, I know, it's been like this for a while. Let's shadow it together." Yeah, I know, it's been like this for a while. Good. Or maybe someone asks you, while waiting, "Is this the line for returns or regular checkout?" And you're not completely sure yourself, but you can still respond honestly. You could say, "I think it's for both, actually, but I'm not 100% sure." Let's shadow that too. "I think it's for both, actually, but I'm not 100% sure." Wonderful. Notice how this sentence lets you communicate honestly, even when you don't have all the information, which is something that happens constantly in real life in any language. Let's return one final time to a version of Amara's story. But this time, let's imagine a slightly different ending, a small what-if scenario, because I want to prepare you for a situation where things don't go quite as smoothly, so you're ready no matter what happens. Imagine, instead, that when Amara showed her bank statement as proof of purchase, Denise had said, "I'm sorry. Unfortunately, our policy requires the physical receipt for this specific type of appliance. I can't make an exception, even with the bank statement." How should Amara respond in that moment? This is a slightly harder situation, a moment where you don't get the answer you want. And you have to stay calm and figure out the next step. Let's learn one more essential phrase for exactly this kind of moment. Is there anything else you can do? Is there anything else you can do? Repeat after me. Is there anything else you can do? This is a polite way to ask for other options without being angry or aggressive. Simple meaning, asking for another solution. Examples: "I understand, but is there anything else you can do?" And, "Is there another way to solve this?" Now, you say one sentence using "is there anything else you can do?" In this imagined harder version of the story, Amara might respond, "I understand. Is there anything else you can do? I really need this to work properly." Denise might then say, "Let me ask my manager. One moment, please." And then a manager might come over, listen to the situation, and decide to make an exception anyway, because Amara stayed calm, polite, and clear the entire time. This is such an important lesson, separate from the vocabulary itself. When something doesn't go your way immediately, staying calm and asking politely for other options often opens doors that anger or panic never will. And you now have the exact English phrase to do exactly that. Is there anything else you can do? UQ. Let's do one more full round of rapid pattern drills, combining absolutely everything we've learned today. One final push before we bring this lesson to a close. I'll give you a situation. You respond using anything we practiced today. Ready? Situation. You need to find a bathroom in a store. Excuse me, where is the restroom? Good. Situation. You want to know if your parking will be free. Do you validate parking here? Excellent. Situation. Someone asks if you need help while shopping. No, thank you. I'm just browsing. Perfect. Situation. You want to ask about the store's closing time. What are your business hours today? Wonderful. Situation. The cashier asks how you'll pay. I'll pay with card, please. Great. Situation. You want an item wrapped as a gift. Can this be gift wrapped, please? Excellent. Situation. You don't have proof you paid. I don't have my receipt, but I do have my bank statement. Beautifully done. Situation. A store can't help you the way you hoped. I understand. Is there anything else you can do? Perfect. You just handled 7 different challenging real-life situations back to back, and I am incredibly proud of how far you've come just within this one lesson. Now, let's slow down together. Take a breath and gently bring today's lesson to a close, because you've worked hard and your brain has absorbed a lot of new, real, usable English today. Let's do one final full review, moving quickly through everything you learned, connecting words directly back to their meaning so they settle firmly into your memory. Receipt. Receipt. Paper that proves you paid. Refund. Getting your money back. Exchange. Trading one item for another. Defective. Something that doesn't work. Store policy. The store's own rules. Original packaging. The box it came in. Proof of purchase. Something that proves you paid. On sale. A lower price for now. Discount. Money taken off the price. Checkout. Where you pay. A's. The row where products are. Total. The final price. Cash or card. How you're paying. Change. Money given back to you. Browse. To look around slowly. In stock. Available right now. Gift wrapped. Wrapped like a gift. Validate. The store approves your parking. Business hours. The hours it's open. Wait in line. Standing and waiting your turn. 20 real, practical words and phrases. Every single one of them tied directly to something that could happen to you. This week, this weekend, maybe even tomorrow, at any store, anywhere in the United States. Let's also remember the 5 sentence patterns we practiced today, because these patterns are like keys that open dozens of doors. I need to, for asking for help or action. Do you have? For asking if something is available. Can I? For asking permission or possibility. Where is? For finding locations. How much? For asking about price. Just these 5 simple shapes, filled with whatever words fit your situation, will carry you through almost any shopping errand you'll ever face. Now, let's return to Amara one final time, because I want to leave you with the true feeling behind today's lesson. Not just the words, but the emotion underneath them. Amara sits on her couch. That evening, her new blender sitting clean and ready on the kitchen counter, the gift-wrapped candles resting on the table by the door, ready for tomorrow. She thinks back to how nervous she felt. Standing at that counter, realizing she didn't have her receipt, watching the clock tick toward closing time. And she realizes something important. The fear she felt before speaking was always so much bigger than the actual situation itself. Once she opened her mouth and started using the English she already had, even simple, imperfect English, everything became manageable. One small sentence at a time. Nobody laughed at her. Nobody judged her. People simply listened, responded, and helped her. The same way people do every single day in stores all across this country. And this is exactly what I want for you. The next time you find yourself standing at a counter, unsure if you have the right words, unsure if your English is good enough, I want you to remember Amara. Remember Denise helping her calmly through the exchange. Remember the friendly cashier. Remember the woman in the small gift shop who simply said, "Long day?" and started a small, easy conversation. None of these moments required perfect English. They only required your willingness to speak clearly and honestly with whatever words you already have. So here is your challenge for this week. The next time you go shopping, whether it's for groceries, for a birthday gift, or to return something that didn't work, I want you to use at least one sentence from today's lesson out loud in real life. It could be as simple as, "Excuse me, where is the checkout?" Or, "Is this on sale?" It doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be real. And once you do it that first time, I promise you, the next time will feel just a little bit easier. And the time after that, easier still, until one day you won't even think about it anymore. You'll just speak the way Amara did tonight, calmly, clearly, and with growing confidence. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I know this lesson was long, and I know it asked a lot of you. Shadowing sentences, building new vocabulary, following Amara's story from start to finish. But every single minute you spent today is a minute that brings you closer to real, usable, confident English for real American life. You didn't just learn words today. You practiced handling a real situation, the kind that used to feel scary, and now, hopefully, feels just a little more familiar, a little more within your reach. If this lesson helped you, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. Tomorrow, we'll move into a completely different situation together, something just as useful for your daily life here in America. So I truly hope to see you again. Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, even in small moments, even when it feels a little uncomfortable, because that discomfort is exactly where real growth happens. You're doing an amazing job. I'll see you in the next lesson.